There's one thing in my life I'm extremely proud of, and that is my relationship. I know not a lot of people can say that, or not everyone can say that, but I am in my dream relationship with the person of my dreams. Today I want to share a personal story on how I got here, how we got here, how I found my ideal partner, and how we together built the relationship of our dreams. This journey of me finding my ideal partner and building my dream relationship with him started 5 years ago when I was still in my last relationship. We had been together for roughly 6 years and things were starting to get really rocky. But I couldn't really put my finger on it, like what was wrong in the relationship. It just felt like we don't see eye to eye on anything, and we don't have a future together. But there was nothing, like we didn't have major problems that couldn't be quote unquote fixed. So I stayed for another year. But then two things happened around the same time. I enrolled in a 5-week online course on feminism, female sexuality, and women empowerment. And that was the time when I understood what was missing, all the things that were missing in my current relationship. And I didn't feel valued as a person. I didn't feel seen, heard, understood. I understood what patriarchy meant before the course, but I didn't understand how it shows up in my relationship. And then another thing that happened during that time was that my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was 25 at the time, and thank goodness she's all healthy and well now. But that period of life made me understand how precious is life, and like we don't know how many days we have left. During my mom's cancer treatments, I understood that I have to start enjoying my life again. And in order to do that, I have to end that relationship that was not going anywhere. And of course, ending a long-term relationship is extremely difficult. I have to change my routines. I had to move out. I had to move back to my parents. I had to figure out who I am as an individual adult for the first time in my life. And although I did feel lost and lonely for some time, I felt an incredible sense of relief. And I had a deep feeling that I am going to the right direction, and that gave me hope. Although the breakup was obviously difficult, I did feel excitement to go back on dating, and after like 3-4 months after the breakup, I had the courage to download the apps and start swiping. All the men I was meeting were kind of similar to my ex and all the guys before him. Kind of this macho type, kind of mean, unreliable, avoidant, emotionally very unavailable. And there was definitely a pattern. They were all very similar, and they all made me feel a similar way. They all made me feel extremely anxious, insecure, bad about myself. I started therapy, and I wanted to talk to her about my misluck in dating, of why all these men find me and they try to take advantage of such a good and nice and kind girl like me. But my therapist made me take a hard look in the mirror at myself, of why I'm attracting these type of men around me, because I am the one who is doing the picking and choosing. And although it was really difficult to come to that realization, I understood that I was the one who had to grow, develop, and move myself out of these toxic patterns. You know how in marketing, business owners are encouraged to create this ideal client avatar, kind of a persona of their ideal client. So I thought, why couldn't I do that with dating and my ideal partner who I want to attract in my life? So I did that, and I took out gender and all the like superficial characteristics, because those things didn't matter to me. I wanted to think how this ideal partner avatar makes me feel in a relationship. What kind of experiences would I have with this person, and what kind of life in general would we have? So I created this ideal partner avatar, and this was a person who is not only kind to me, but kind to everyone around them. I wanted a really kind person because I was not dating kind people in the past. I wanted someone who was very emotionally intelligent and mature. I wanted someone who has a really positive outlook on life. Humor is very important to me, so I wanted someone funny and someone who has a similar humor to me, or similar sense of humor. And then other things that are extremely important in my life is non-monogamy. That is the relationship style I believe is the best for me. And I wanted to have kids, so I knew that my ideal partner would want children or would have children. I wanted to live abroad, so maybe that person lives somewhere and I find them there, or wants to move from Finland, because I lived in Finland at the time. I named that ideal partner Happy Socks because my ideal partner is a person who could rock a pair of happy socks, really colorful socks with these funny patterns. I didn't keep this to myself. I told some of my closest friends, my mom and my therapist, of this idea of an ideal partner avatar that is called Happy Socks. And they kept me accountable. When I was dating different people, they kept asking the magic question: is this a Happy Socks person? And then I met someone who was a perfect Happy Socks person. And I catched feelings right away. I was so sure that I found the one. I found the perfect match. We were dating for maybe 5 or 4 times, and all the similar things from my past dating experiences start to show up again. Him being very busy, him not communicating openly, him being very unreliable, really avoidant, and I started to feel really anxious and insecure and bad about myself again. So I knew this was not the Happy Socks dream partner who I had pictured for myself. Then I fell in love, but not with the person. I fell in love with the idea of moving to Barcelona, Spain. I don't know where this gut feeling came from that I have to build my life in Barcelona, but it was really intense. And I had just visited Barcelona like 12 years before on a football camp. So I didn't see the city, but because I was just playing football. But I had this urge, really strong urge to move to Barcelona. I felt this strong sense of belongingness to this city. So I moved and started dating here. I was dating men and women from different places, mainly from Spain or Latin America. And I felt like I couldn't be 100% myself. There were a lot of things that I wanted to hide about myself, that I didn't want to be open about. And those things were that I wanted non-monogamous relationship, that I did online sex work, and I had a huge debt to deal with, and I still have. I had a session with my therapist, and she said something to me that really stuck. She said to me that no one will ever love who you are if you're not willing to show people who you are. And she meant exactly those things that I was trying to hide from people I was dating. So even though it felt extremely difficult, I decided that next date I'm gonna go on, I will be 100% honest who I am. I will be open and I will share all those things of me on the first date. I did it for me, so I could get over this fear of being open. I was about to leave back to Finland for the summer, and I had deleted all the dating apps. I had this one guy on my phone, and I decided to go on a date with him. And I was like thinking that this is a perfect chance to be 100% honest of all the things that I'm ashamed of, embarrassed, or I want to hide, because I'm probably never going to see this person again, and I'm not looking for anything serious with this person. So on this first date, I did share my financial struggles. I shared my relationship philosophy of what I believed in. I shared what kind of work I did, and he took it really well. He said, or he was really warm and kind about it, and shared his financial struggles and journey, and that he too wanted to have a non-monogamous relationship. I thought our dating journey would probably end when I go back to Finland for months, but it didn't. We kept having these long phone calls about relationships, dating, future. He was so emotionally intelligent and mature, and I learned a lot from him. He did have this very positive outlook on life. He was adventurous, active, funny. He was so kind. He was such an amazing friend. And the more I got to know him, the more I felt like I had met my Happy Socks dream partner. He was even so adventurous that he came to Finland for a week, and I introduced him to my dad as my friend. But of course, at this time, I already wanted more. Now, 3 years later, he's still showing me ways on how to be even more Happy Socks than I ever imagined. I mean, he is so positive, emotionally so intelligent, mature, adventurous, active, funny, and now even the perfect dad for our little baby.